Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Alright, let's talk about RE4. So...
Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this.
Out and clear. So this.
This is a game that was obviously remastered just recently. It's a classic. Everyone's like, oh yeah, I remember RE4 VR. It was in 2005 on the GameCube or the Wii. Now, we got it on the Oculus. Look, you can shoot two guns at once. You can move. Get this. You can move and shoot. I know, it's revolutionary. This game came out not that long ago. And today, I'm going to be reviewing it. So let's go ahead. So, not exactly going to cover much of the story. Might. Who knows? But mostly going to cover the gameplay because by now you either all know the story
There was a hospital. No, there.
Get out of there and whatever.
just want to know how to. Let's start off with, of course, the gameplay. The game has a wide variety of gameplay that allows you to shoot, select and shoot. You can basically pull off some pretty insane stuff in this game. For example, this man right here, he's dead. The VR version also, to my knowledge, has the most HD graphics of the entire lineup of ports. Looks even better than the Xbox, if I'm being honest. The gunplay feels very realistic, and the gun models look great. It's also really fun because in the original game, you obviously couldn't really do much, as the controls are still somewhat tank controls. But in this game, you wanna, let's say you wanna pet the dog. You wanna pet the doggy. Good doggy. That's what's in this game. Yeah. It's also very creepy. A lot of the stuff in the virtual reality version is going to be a lot creepier than the original, obviously. Boss fights are pretty scary in VR. The enemies killing them is very fun. It's very fun in VR. The inventory system is amazing, as you're not slowly moving around items for an hour and a half. It actually feels like you're playing a real game. One thing I will say is that closest we had to this Oculus version was probably the Wii version, which allowed the Wii controller, which is closest to the Oculus controller, but in VR you have full control. There are settings in the game where you can play like the original game, where you can't really move when you're aiming, but I don't know why you ever want that. What? Oh, that's it. I just discovered that. That's... that's not even a joke. I just discovered that. Okay, that's the game has that too. My hat is so cool it went through the ceiling. Anyways, the gameplay is very fluid, like I mentioned. If you wanna shoot an enemy, the controls at all do not feel like crap.
Leon, sorry to hear.
Oh,
Well, let's get to the village. One complaint about the game that I feel like a lot of people had are the cutscenes and the animations. For the kicking and suplex animations for killing enemies while they're low, that looks fine, I'd say.
why are these people?
Although, I do have to say that
What are they planning?
the enemies definitely climbing ladders, other animations are not that good. As they just play a video of things happening, you don't really control anything at all. It's pretty much wasted potential, I'd say. Like pushing down the ladder, there's not an actual animation, you push them climb to the window like that, I'd say is good enough, but the actual cutscenes are really so they did remove some things from the original game, but I don't have much passing with that. One thing that is much better than the original is the combat, which I think I've already said, but it's different in a
Got it.
way. Or it's better in a different way. In the original game, you need to stand still to shoot, and basically you want to time your attacks, and then shoot, then move, shoot, then move, shoot, then move. I'll give you a little example of what I believe that version is. It's in the... Here we are. So it's even called classic version. So these are the original game's controls. So look, once you get a red die, you can barely move. But here's what is different. In the original game, you need to time your attacks and move because you can't be sitting still for too long. Although, in this version, since you can move and shoot, the gameplay is much different, as throughout this game, you're actually trying to more or less shoot and make sure you don't run out of ammo, because while that might sound duh, ammo is actually a big problem in the VR version, because you're shooting much more than you are in the normal version. Well, next part, of course, looting system. I feel like the looting system is perfect for this game, as enemies have a chance to drop items. If you search around, you'll find items. Of course. And I feel like the inventory system is very... good, as you're not just gonna fill out with a bunch of crap like you would in a usual game. You're gonna actually try and fill up with all the things you need, like, do I want this grenade or this healing item? It's really just choice. And that choice is all up to you. Another great thing with the game is the looting system. Which, for example, Dirty Pearl Pendant. I said that 5 times fast. This Dirty Pearl Pendant. I bet if I didn't get that in the water, it would have probably been sold for more, But, what I was saying was, basically, the looting system works very well, and this is something that's obviously in the original game. but I like it in this game too. The loot system, hey Dougie! Basically, you find an item. There are 3 types of items that you can loot in this game, or 4 actually. There's the things like ammo, grenades, and guns, and to the merchant you can sell those, obviously. Those will give you a decent amount of money. There's a treasure box, which I guess is number 5, they'll just give you straight money, the gold or other treasure boxes. There's the things like the spinels. I don't know if I pronounced that right, or whatever I pronounced that right. Where those actually give you... You just sell them to the merchant for straight money, and they cannot be... There's nothing else you can do with them. The other jewels, like the cat's eyes, for example, you can combine those with other items, which are large treasures, which will get you very large amounts of money if you can fully complete some kind of item or set or something. Speaking of which, there's actually an item I almost forgot about over here. It's right over here. It's the beer stein. Combine this with all the cat's eyes. It sells for quite a bit. I don't remember how much, but it's worth a decent amount. One thing this game also has, you can see I have a Chicago typewriter icon here, and you might be saying, if you've played this game, you might be saying, how'd you get it? Well, in the original, all the versions, there are extra versions called mercenaries, where there are extra versions in the game called mercenaries, where basically you have these extra options to do these special challenges in the game. And if you complete these cool challenges that give you stuff, then you can actually unlock things in the normal story mode of the game that you cannot get anywhere else. For example, maybe to get the Tommy gun, you do a challenge in the mercenaries, or you get the PRL from being the game once on professional, which is basically a 1-kill weapon, which makes basically beat the entire game in about 5 minutes. It's a joke, obviously. Another great thing is the enemies. They're very much improved from the original game. As in the original game, the enemies would go around and just throw crap at you and do stuff. Although, in this game, I feel like the enemies are much more, I don't know, fair. In this game, the enemies aren't just gonna throw a million bullets at you and onslaught when they do. But in this game, I feel like the enemies are very much just, I don't know so much to say, they're just good. Now, the plot and story, of course. This game has, not spoil it, this game has a very good plot. To not spoil that much, the plot is very simple, yet very well to understand, yet complex, yet simple. It's almost hard to describe. You play this game for 9.5 hours, and then you actually realize how simple the game you're playing is. You play this game straight for a couple of hours, and then you straight just realize all that 5 hours of gameplay is going to this one simple point where you gotta get an item or you find a thing, or do a thing, or something. Another great thing about this game are the quick time events that you just saw. Basically, with the quick time events, you will actually. I mean, they were all in the original games.
Sorry,
you're
fine.
The games, although
No,
I find them very nice in this game. As in the original games, you just push a button you just pushed a button or just did something, or you just pushed a button faster, did a combo. Although in this game, you're actually either you're either swiping the controllers down furiously fast or moving them like you're dancing or something. That's pretty fun too. Merchant. Oh yes, the merchant. How did I do that?
Got something? Got a
Anyways,
selection of good
merchant.
things on. What are you selling?
This is where you sell, buy, make items better.
Ah, is that all? Thank you. What are you
Very
buying?
complicated yet very smart.
Not enough
system.
cash, stranger. Is that all, stranger?
And cash. Cash in this game is very limited yet very. In this game, you can go from being a millionaire with $1 billion to the poorest person on Earth. For example, this gun, which got a typewriter in the building, costs $1 million to set those. I believe it was announced. Let's talk about also the system, where if you choose the run and gun system, which is basically the system that lets you just select an item from your inventory at any point, I like that system very much because in the original game, you had buttons for this there's your off-hand, left-hand, there's your two-handed press. Use your primary weapon. One-handed and two-handed weapon. Sorry. And for heal, I believe that was there's like a quick option to do. I didn't play much of this game. Sorry, but yes, in this game, like, oh shoot, I gotta heal. Just reach for the sign right now. Just reach on your shoulder, grab. From there. This game, you want to grab a grenade, it's right here. This game, you want to grab a knife, it's right here. If you want to some ammo, it's right in your belt. Although, there is also an option to play more like the original game, where, as you can see, this looks like some kind of like option selector. You can assign items to that. Or just have the items there. And by selecting one of them, you get the item that is set there. This game makes you feel like you're playing a mix of Uncharted, Tomb Raider, and Resident Evil. Going around killing zombies, but also lots of puzzles that are sometimes, or not all the time, pretty fun. Going around trying to find pieces to open a door or something, or kill a guy to get a thing he had or something. Trying to blow a hole in his head because why not? I'll get to the bosses very shortly, don't worry about that. Now, of course. Can't talk about Resident Evil without talking about the horror. Now, this game does horror pretty damn well. Look whenever you're playing this game, it doesn't feel stupid. It feels genuinely scary. Sometimes you will be scared bootless. Sometimes you will be laughing your ass off because a character said something funny. And then, right after that, you'll be horrified because you just got decapitated. It's very simple, yet, again, like I said, very interesting concept. The game goes from absolutely bone-chilling to just the funniest thing you've ever seen in your entire life. I should have put my hand off. Is elegant, looks like it fits some things. This game, and many times, will feel like you're playing a very... This game, many times, will feel like you're playing a game that really just makes you feel like you're in the game. It's a very immersive game. The environments look beautiful, yet disgusting. And the gore, oh my goodness gracious, gore. This game might just be the game that, this game will change your feelings from one minute to the next. One minute you're laughing, you're doing something funny. Next minute you're getting your head decapitated by a horrific monster. Then you're wondering why you're having a existential crisis in your life. This game also isn't trying to be overly dramatic. It's not trying to be like Red Dead Redemption 2 where it makes you be depressed and want to die for the next month after you beat the game. This game is just a game that exists. It's not a game meant to tell a amazing story or something. It still does that. This game was made to revolutionize gaming, I'd say. Now, a lot of people, and you could say I'm copying a lot of people, but a lot of people would say that Resident Evil 4, on whatever console, not the Wii version, but whatever. A lot of people say that the original game changed gaming, how it, I don't know if I can get that, how it had just such a in-depth feel, how it revolutionized third-person shooters and Resident Evil games in general. Not dirty now. Now, I think the VR version did the exact same thing again. This revolutionizes shooters. I'm gonna say, how? This is just like any other virtual reality shooter game that exists. And while it is mostly true, I believe this game is very good because it takes that type of shooter everyone's seen before, everyone knows how it works, Pavlov, Onward, Zero Caliber, everyone's always played if you had a VR headset, you played a shooter game. Although, this game takes those shooter mechanics and makes them into a big story where you have this humongous open world where you can do anything. It's not an open world, I don't know why I said that. But, onto the world. This game has a very big game.
Apparently,
Anyway,
linear
whatever
game,
that.
Carry
although
this.
you can go wherever
You're
you
right.
want. Really, it's not like Uncharted where you could go there, go there, go there, go there, go there. It's not like Red Dead. Yeah, you're like, alright, go wherever you want. I don't care. This game is humongous yet incredibly small. First time it took me to beat this game, it took me a month, I'd say. Overall amount of time I had in the game, my first save file, it was about, I'd say, well, let's see, divide by 2, divide by 3, divide by 4, divide by 5. Well, I'd say about 14 and a half hours I spent in this game. Second time I beat this game was yesterday. It took an hour and a half. I'm just kidding, that's not even it took about 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I don't really know. Maybe 4, I'm not sure. What I'm trying to say is I beat the whole game again. So, I'm not trying to take to beat the game isn't really going to change that much. But once you know what to do, then now, for the 3 areas of the game. We start off in the village, which is the gameplay that I've been playing in the past. I don't know how long it's been recording. Then, you rescue presents. The story, sorry about spoilers. And after you do that, you head into, like, okay, this is gonna be major spoiler here. Just go on. You then head into a, excuse me. You then head into Salazar's castle. He's very, just, either incredibly boring or very cool and in depth. Personally, I think the castle's fine. Then you head to an island, which has some of the worst and best parts of the game, like the regenerated lab that's horrifying but amazingly cool. The favorite part of the castle is definitely the Verdugo boss fight. It's horrifying, but
Got something that might interest you.
Depending on which way you do it, it's literally the slowest boss fight
Got a selection of good things on sales. What are you selling?
Ever done.
Ah, I'll buy it at a high price.
This game will make you feel like you're playing a game designed by God. Anyways, as I was saying, so here's a story for real this time. And I feel like this is a very good break from most Resident Evil, because most of Resident Evil is just like umbrella, zombies in a city, they do stuff. But this game somehow has the most and least story of all Resident Evil games. Because this game actually, the president's daughters were kidnapped because they want, like, I forget, but they mostly want to give her the virus and stoof. These people in Spain are like, America think they good, America bad. And they're basically just committing terrorism, and it's 2004, so that was a popular event. I'm not sure, it's kind of a weird story. That's how small the story is, but it gets very in-depth. I thought you were exploded. Many activities trying to actually, cut the whole world with parasite, or just cause the whole world to default to them by using this parasite as their super weapon. Like, I have the parasite, you better bow to me. What's the time? There it is. I believe I know what this puzzle is trying to convey. I should have done 4. Anyways, this is a review video. I think I will review. I do need that cat's eye. We'll come back. Anyways, so the gameplay is great. The story is a story. I don't really know what to say about that. Graphics are amazing. The gore is incredible. It's very fun to play. Sometimes I can even say, and I say this myself, it's the best Resident Evil game I've played a lot of Resident Evil games. The original remastered, 2 remastered, 3 remastered, 4, Village, Biohazard. The thing that makes this game special, however, is that this game is not really a game just about stupid zombies, dum-dum heads that shoot. Even Resident Evil 7 did not really have that much for story, in my opinion. It was not that so. But this game makes you feel like you're playing a video game. Go off some pretty insane stuff in this game. You can load your gun crazy. One minor complaint, or bad, actually this is a pretty big part of the game. It does feel pretty slow at parts. Sometimes you'll be doing stuff like this, and if you've played the game before, or you've beaten it before, you can get past the game pretty fast. It still is pretty boring at some parts, I have to say. You will feel like you're doing a lot of repetitive things. Honestly, I have to say I do like and this might be a stretch, but I have a feeling that I do like the fact that the game kind of has this, and this is just my opinion, the game, but the snake models in this game, I have to say, it does remind me a lot of Metal Gear Solid 3, and that was a great game, so anytime I have to think of Metal Gear Solid 3, well, it's underwater. It looks pretty weird. So. Original game, you had to be constantly carefully shooting. And just like, yeah, just under there, I don't really care. I'm a machine gun at this point. Oh yeah, this too. There's a skill deck I haven't even looking at. Well, on to the part that everyone wants to hear. The boss fights. Now, I was saving this part until I got to the lake because, well, you know, if you know, you know. game also has very memorable moments, like the end boss fight, the water room. Damn. Water. Room.
Vámonos. Okay, ándale.
But this game has one very notorious Easter egg. If I had watched the whole cutscene, it would have been a bit spoiled. This is going to be the first time I've died in this entire run, and I'm going to do it just for the video's sake. Although, one other complaint about the game is that if you actually get an item that can be combined with another item, a lot of times there's only one type of item. This game, like, for example, when I picked up that there's only one of those, which makes sense. I mean, it's not even multiple. Or maybe there are. I'm not sure. There are some multiple big treasures, but a lot of those small cacti combined, you sell them. It's very hard to get. Yo, come on, watch this. Here is the infamous lake Easter egg. You shoot that lake 6 times, no matter what you're playing on. You shoot that lake 6 times. That big man comes out, and we're gonna have to fight that big fish boy. He is the first boss of the game, but a good boss to be sure.
So. Shit. Vámonos. Okay, ándale.
Let me see that. And of course, the last part of this game, I get to the boss one. Of course, the characters. Ooh, the characters in this game. Leon is this badass who can take a dude's head off and shoot him in the head again. Or he doesn't have a head. You can kill a giant fish with just harpoons. He can destroy the entire Earth in a single handgun. Best part of this game, you can do it however you want. You can kill any enemy however you want. There are runs of this game where people beat the game just using a knife. Nothing else but a knife. Can you imagine killing everything in this game? With just a knife? Or just a... That is pretty difficult. Now, boss fights. This is arguably one of my least favorite boss fights. And I know it's gonna anger a lot of people, but it just is. I don't feel like it's that good of a fight. It's repetitive, although Dean Allen has a big bow in this humongous lake. I believe this might be the biggest part of the entire game. That's just one area. Like, look at the lake compared to everything else. It's humongous. Well, time for the boss fights. Every boss either needs to be killed in a certain way, or just by pure bullets. Or in this case, harpoons. Which is the case, as a matter of fact. Guess who we gotta kill? This is the most motion sickness inducing part of the entire game. There are options inside the game settings that will decrease the motion sickness. Oh boy. It's not to say it still isn't present. Ah! You bumped me. Whoa! Come on, up, come up. Come up, buddy. Oh, fuck me, sister. Sorry, let me down there, dude. The boss is also pretty cool. Hold on, sit back. Let's do this episode. Sometimes the bosses, always very cool and very scary most of the time. There are also mini bosses, which are basically just not even the whole thing. Just, for example, battles that got a certain amount of time to kill, and are at least they're easily rare. Say maybe the Iron Maiden or the Brawler. Killing that box, just that one box, that one room, water, that one place you always had trouble with. Getting through that is always a great feeling. Oh, you can move the boat? Oh boy. Ooh, oh, sick. Well, this video is just about over. Video. If you want more, like, subscribe. Be sure to make more content in the near future. I might even do a full playthrough of the game, who knows. Comment down below if you want to have all the types of these videos, like review videos. Well, what is not done with this boss anyway? Just finish up with this boss, shall we? Dead, come on. I'm not ending this on video. Somebody. Oh! Cut the rope! Anyways, well, folks, that's my review for VR. If you want more videos like this, go ahead and comment down below. And you will just see. Well, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Hope you had a good time enjoying this video, and I'll see you next time.